right, let's see here. All right, so how do I? Oh, wait a minute, 450, 17%. All right, so let's see what we got here. Whoops. All right, guys. Sorry about that. I was just trying to check out a couple different things. And nobody's in here yet. This was kind of a little spur of the moment thing. I decided I'd go live. Some of you may catch this in the replay. Maybe if you're still here in the replay after watching me go through and try to check my settings live. I apologize for that. I'm not sure if my mic's working. I assume it's working. Yeah, it is. It is. I think it is at least. Um, all right. So I guess if I want to do that, I have to put it in the comments. Is that I'm not 100% completely proficient with StreamYard. Huh. I guess I'll post a link in there. I guess I don't know. I guess I can watch the comments here. Is all I can do. I can't interact. I guess. Oh, okay. So guess invite a guest participants. Hmm. Okay. let's use this banner ticker. There it is. So yeah, so guys, I've been out dashing. For those of you, I've been out today. It's been kind of a hectic day, because I've been doing a lot of family related stuff. I got out here probably about an hour or so ago. I've got $10 exactly in. I've been flip flopping through the markets I'm going to go to right now. I think I'm going to go up to the Frederick market here in a few minutes. I'm going to leave out of this market that I'm in right now. Not too busy up here right now. I haven't got much order flow. Of course, I've also been having problems with my internet on my phone and the DoorDash app. So it's one of those days. And looks like we got Dick's Sporting Goods. Let's see here. What do we got? Of course. Sorry, guys. I had Instacart went off. I had to jump in. I'm using that. I'm using my phone I normally would use for my shopping delivers. And I'll show the setup here live. Why not? Let's see here. So I'm just going to twist the phone around. I don't know how well this is. You guys can see, but this is my Uber phone. This is the Z Flip. And I put Uber on here because this is my handset. I use this phone to leave the car with. Now, this is where I'll run most of my stuff off of. I keep this over to my left, and it runs the, now I run Maximo over here because you can run Maximo on two different phones. But I run Driver Utility Helper, and then I'll put Maximo on here for Grubhub, although this is not a Grubhub area for me, so I'm not really worried about that. And then normally I'll run a shop and deliver. If I get in a busier market, I'll stretch it out to 3 phones because I'll have this phone will be going off, this phone will be going off, and it'll be filtering the orders. And then I'll have the shop and deliver. Normally I'll put Instacart up where I'll share a screen with Shipt. So that way I could see the orders coming in live, because with Instacart, you got to be quick. I mean, I've scored 70, 50, 70, $60 orders. Just had a $19 Dick's Sporting Goods orders. I like Dick's Sporting Goods. Let's push you guys back around here because they tend to be small orders, big payouts, because you're picking up things like coolers, chairs. So if you can grab a hold of one of those, that's a great deal. I think I'm going to activate, let's see, oops, transfer Instacart over here. There you go. There we go. And there it is. Instacart now is transferred. So that way, Instacart, I can see, I'll let Instacart kind of share screen over here. I can turn it into a floater and see Instacart while I'm sitting in DoorDash. And that's why Android is so powerful, because you can do a floating window. So I can sit here, look at my Instacart, see any orders that come through. If something pops that I want to see or look at closer, I can maximize it. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. So there it is, guys. You can see I have the floating app right here. That's the Instacart app. Let me turn up the brightness here, and there it is. So you can see, I don't know how well you can see it, but that's the Instacart app here. DoorDash is underneath. So if something pops with DoorDash, it'll pop up here, but Instacart also will come up and I'll see it. And then that way it lets me look and see. So I don't know. Let's see. I'm going to check. See if I can see myself. See if I can go in and do that. Let's see here. Oh, there I am, the only one. All right. And there I am, the only one. All right. There we go. Get rid of that. Sorry, guys. Sorry for the feedback. Anyways, hey, there, Gary. I was off my comments. I'm just learning StreamYard, man. Well, thanks, Gary, for coming in, man. I appreciate you being here. So, anyways, like I was saying, I came in, I decided to do a little live here. I'm sitting here, it's not busy, and I just decided to come up and give this a try. Here it is. We got a shop and pay, 25 units, Target. And that is a big fat no. 1572, 1 hour, 2 minutes. No, sir. I'll do the targets up here that are, I've gotten some decent ones. I've gotten some $20, $30 ones that are a couple items big, and I'll do those. But I have found the I don't know what your all's experience has been, or if you guys have the Target shopping page for Uber Eats, but I have found that they can be terrible. Especially the bigger ones, because they do not give you very good. I mean, I know the Target store from shopping it for shipped, but a lot of times it's a mess. So I just prefer not to go big units with those, and preferably for shopping pays. I want a dollar. You know, I'm not big on shopping, so I want at least a dollar an item, and that's kind of how I filter it out. Otherwise, I stay away from them. But hopefully everybody is doing well today. We're going to, oh, and we got a Instacart order up here. Staples, one order, 10.3 miles, 1168, deliver only. Nope, we're not going to do that. That's not good enough. So that's too many miles. Let's see, where's it going? Well, it's actually technically heading in a direction I'll be heading here in a little bit. So I guess if that's still up, I might consider collecting that order, because it's going in the route I'm going to be going towards for the dinner shift, which I'll be leaving to head that direction in a little bit. But we'll see if DoorDash or Uber Eats comes up with something over here. So I don't know if I don't know if anybody was in here when I was showing the setup here, but if you look back at the beginning of the stream, I was going over how I had everything set up. Looks like we've got something here. Nothing. Nope. That was just a notification. But in general, hold on. It's pretty slow during this time. I mean, it should speed up in this market probably in the next 20 or 30 minutes. When I first got up here, I was getting quite a few orders. Now I am trying out something which I have alluded to in some of my videos. It's been going pretty decent. We'll see how it goes on a Friday night. But I have implemented and again, my acceptance rate right now, I'll tell you right now, in doing this, and it's actually worked out quite well, because I'm kind of wanting to challenge the minds out there and challenge the ideas that you've got to have a high acceptance rate to get decent orders. And I'm at 17%. And what I'm doing right now is I have kind of a theory that when DoorDash, everybody knows, or at least, in my market, 225 is the base. So it's always been understood at 625, there's potential hidden tip. So I'll go in and we would accept those 625s. And in this particular market, a 4-mile run could be a long run. So 625 is not going to be a great order value. You might, it could take you 35 minutes to do 625, and then you're cooked for the hour. So my thought on this is, and from what I've been doing, seeing in the research and seeing in some of the people I've been speaking with and whatnot, the DoorDash algorithm is programmed to the driver. A lot of people don't realize this, but it's not programmed to all the drivers. It's programmed to you, and the algorithm is designed to get us to do orders. So if we're plugging 625, $4 1 mile, $5 1 mile, the more we feed the algorithm, the more it's going to return those orders back to us. And then essentially, especially if we're doing 625 and expecting hidden tips, and I'm not saying they're not there, they are there, but I've started to see a lot less hidden tips in my market. And I felt like it was a situation where the algorithm had finally got to a point where it was like, all right, I'm trained. I'm doing 625 orders, 625 orders, 625 orders, 625 orders. And then now they're just not putting too many of those in that have hidden tips, and I'm getting stuck out here riding around town at 625, 25-minute, 28-minute orders, terrible order value. So what I'm attempting to do at this point is I'm like, well, you know what? I want to put in what I get out. And that's what I believe. That's what I've heard. And that's what I've kind of seen is we get impatient and we're taking order. We'll sit here for 20 minutes and eventually take something that doesn't make any sense, because if we're sitting here for 20 minutes trying to find a good order and we take a 725 order thinking, well, maybe there'll be hidden tip and it takes us 20 minutes. That's 45 minutes technically. We had 25 minutes we sat here declining orders, another 20 minutes on the order, and we wonder why we're not making money during that day. And that's because the order value of that order, technically the overall value, was terrible. So what I'm doing is I have set up to say I'm going to not move my wheels of my car unless I got $10 minimum, $1 a mile minimum. And again, the $1 a mile is not all encompassing. I'm not taking every $1 a mile order out here, so I'm not totally crazy or masochistic, but I'm looking at drop off. I'm looking at where the restaurant is and willing to go down to as low as $1 a mile if I like the drop off, like the location. So far, it has worked out excellently earlier in the week for me. I went out and did Tuesday night following this premise, and I think I had like five orders and did $130. So it was excellent. Here we go. Chopsticks Chinese restaurant, 1150, 6.4 miles. So there it is. I've been waiting a little while. Just accepted an order, guys. We're going to go get this order picked up. So it's what, 4:15. I have just went through several lower paying orders that DoorDash was hitting me up with. And then they sent me this $11 order. I find that DoorDash will start matching you up. The more you accept the $10 and $11 orders, the more they will match you up with the $10 and $11 orders. Call me crazy, but that's what I see. And maybe I'm just seeing what I want to see. But I'm testing this out, and I'm going to go all in on this, and I'm going to get data on it, and I'm going to go and see and compare if I do this for an entire month and compare it to what I made last month, where I was chasing hidden tips, doing more of what DoorDash's bidding is, and not going after the algorithm to get it to give me what I want. And I believe the algorithm is not as smart as what we think, because it's a computer after all. Hell, it does some stupid ass stuff. And we give it a hell of a lot of credit in terms of what we think it can do. And we laugh at DoorDash and we call DoorDash, their apps are broken. Their apps are breaking down. And then we turn around and say, oh, it's a super smart algorithm that's actually pinpointing us all over the place and bringing us in and holding orders. And we're, come on. It's AI that eventually may get really, really good. It may get really, really good at some point. But right now it's in its infancy. And there is ability when you're dealing with something like computer AI to feed and control and have some impact. There's a reason why DoorDash chooses to bring us the programs it does, because it knows that it needs us to feed the algorithm, to feed it information. The algorithm works off our information. So that's my theory I'm working on, is that if I feed it my information, if I feed it what I want and what I need, and stop worrying about DoorDash and start worrying about DadDash and what I need out of it, what I need out of my day, what I need to get my wheels moving, and act with confidence and multi-app, because that's also a key component here. So I do empathize that there are people out there, if you're not multi-apping, that you're going to have to maybe do this a little different, and it might not be feasible in all markets to pull this off. But I believe if you're multi-apping, you're working multiple apps, you're working, and you're getting appropriate volume from each, you can bend the algorithms to your will and to what you need out of it over time. But you've got to be patient enough to be willing to do it. I don't know. We'll see. But so far, it's been working. So far, I went from not liking the results recently to being much happier with what I'm seeing, and deciding that, you know what, I'm gonna channel out the noise. I'm gonna stop trying to figure out what DoorDash wants me to do, and realize that DoorDash doesn't have. I don't think DoorDash has the control that they think that we have, or that we think that they. This that's price. All right, guys. Hold on. All right, guys. Apologize there. I'm not sure. Like I said, this was a tester today because I'm not sure how well my cell phone service is going to do up in this area. And that's what I wanted to kind of see. So let me know if you're having any issues in the comments, hearing me, seeing me, because I want to hear that feedback, because I want to kind of know just for future references. If I want to do more lives, I've done lives before, but I've always run into problems with cell phone service. So I was hoping maybe up here, where service tends to be, I'm in a less rural area. Service does tend to be a little bit better up here, although today's been a spotty day just in general, which is unusual. I was just wanted to see what was going on. So I apologize for the drop there. But anyways, what I was getting at was I'm trying out, like I said, a new approach. It's been working okay. So we're going to see what happens here. And again, listen, I'm just trying out different things. That's what I like to do. I like to experiment with different things, see different things. All right, so we got Uber.
Pizza. Total miles 1.4. Current price $6.50.
So unfortunately, I had to go in the opposite direction of the order, and I forgot because I do on a on a fairly regular basis. Sometimes I'll get out here and I'll feel better about multi-app stacking, but it has to do with time of day, traffic flow, stuff like that. But I always make sure to turn off my apps that when I'm shopping for orders, I shop for an order, and then I will turn off my app and the other apps to make sure that I'm not getting orders that tempt me to change. Now, what I will do, where I will break on that, is I will turn on, like if I go in here and this place is giving me a long wait, then I'll turn my app on, and start looking for other orders, and then that'll help me decide if I'm going to drop this thing. So let's get this. We've arrived at the store. What are we picking up? 4 items, guys. Not mushrooms and beef, sweet and sour chicken, vegetable chow mein, hot and sour soup. And there we go. All right. So what I'm going to do, the way I do this, for those of you that are watching, this is my handset, the Flip. Now I'm going to go log into my DoorDash account. Okay. And this is the phone that will go in with me, because I prefer to carry this phone around rather than the Z Fold, which will stay in the car. I will also use this for delivery as well. So let me run in here, guys, and I'm just going to spam call. I don't know who that is. Spam call. I don't know, you guys get a lot of spam calls? I know I do, especially with me having these various different phones. I get all sorts of calls because some of these numbers I've gotten, and they're new, and I'll get calls from all over the place. All right, so Top 6 Cafe. 11:50. So we have 27 minutes to complete this order. 83.327. All right. And then we began this order at 4:12. Arrived here at the store and that's the nice part. Like this driver utility helper app logs everything. So it logs my arrival as soon as I hit arrived. It logs the beginning of the order, the end of the order. It's an absolutely indispensable thing to have. And then 4:41 is delivery time. All right, guys, I'm gonna run in here, and whoever's hanging with me there, I appreciate it. But I'm gonna run in here, grab this order, and I'll be right back. All right, guys. So I'm back in here. Of course, I'm having cell phone service problems already. it won't let me confirm the order. So it's letting me confirm it on my Z Fold, but it wouldn't on my, I don't know what's going on. It's crazy because they're both on AT&T, and you got one will work, one won't. I mean, I don't get that, but it is what it is. Let's see. We will close all apps on that one, but there we go. Oops. And I don't know how it is in where anybody else is at that's watching, but it is very hot up here. And I definitely wore pants today, but I should have wore shorts, and I am very much regretting it. So I'm hoping the evening it gets a little cooler. And I was not prepared. It had been cold. It had been really chilly. And then today it just popped out, and we're at, what is it, 90 degrees right now. It's nuts. And that's kind of how the weather is here. It can never decide what it wants to do. All right, guys. So we got 10 minutes to go. As I mentioned, this order needs to be done in, let's see here. I think I said 27 minutes. Yeah, 27 minutes. So we started this order at 4:12. So you're talking 4:39, and we're looking to arrive at 4:36. So we're going to come in 3 minutes early, which means we're going to add value to the order. So excellent. Way to go. And the good part about this is even though it's 4:30, so I'm going to be heading out of the area, or needing to start to head out of the area to get to my dinner area after this order gets done, most likely. But it's actually going to land me in a pretty good place to where I might have the potential to get a follow-up order or get an order right away. Now, what I will do, and what I recommend anybody that's multi-apping does, when I get about 2 minutes away from my drop-off, I will power Uber back up. And then I wait then, because what I don't want to have happen is I'm going to be riding through areas that would absolutely give me an order right now. And if I find an order I like, the problem with it is they're routing me, especially Uber, which is very strict with times, and you've got to be very careful. And Uber now gives more information than ever in their apps as far as their expectations and what they're looking for. And their merchants are watching you as well. So be aware of that. Your driver Mike just put out a great video on what the merchants see on their side. So if you're multi-apping, be very aware of that, because when you accept an order, especially on the Uber platform, the merchant gets immediately a time frame that you're supposed to arrive in. So not only is a customer watching you, but the merchant's watching you as well. And the merchant has the ability, if you show up really late and they see you driving all over, because the moment you accept the order, your customer is seeing you, okay, and the merchant is seeing you. So the merchant can see you on a map, and they'll see your little car going all over the place, and they'll know right away. Most of the merchants are going to be assuming, okay, this guy or this gal's going in multi-app or driving all over the place. So you want to be aware of that. You want to be 100% aware of the fact that they know. So if you are going to multi-app, make sure you are making yourself available for orders when it makes good sense, and that you're not turning it on, being tempted to accept an order that you're going to end up with a 20-minute arrival time and you arrive late at the merchant, because the app may not even punish you for it, but the merchant has the ability to put you on to basically say, don't ever send another order to this person. And if it's a good restaurant, a good paying restaurant, high ticket items, you don't want to get blackballed from them. That would be terrible. It's going to be, what is this guy doing? Jesus Christ. I mean, he's turning into traffic. People are beeping at him. I'm telling you, man, it's crazy up here. People drive nuts in this area. And I'm telling you, it is, every day I'm out, I see near accidents. You got to be just absolutely careful, because people just do the dumbest stuff in the world. I'm sure people probably feel the same way about me, because I'm sure I do my share of dumb stuff if I'm driving out here. But I try to be as careful as I can. I take my time. And I'll tell you what, my on time, 92% right now. I'm my Grubhub on time is premier status. And Uber, I've got what I think a 97% customer rating. So I don't know what that tells me about my on time, but I assume I wouldn't have that if I wasn't doing a good job with all that. But and then you got traffic. Like right now, I'm sitting here. Luckily, I know that it won't be bad, but it slows you down a little bit. We're 5 minutes from the drop off. And what I'm hoping is, I haven't got an order from this place in quite some time, but there's a good sushi restaurant right up here that I know does large, is definitely ripe for large order program orders. And I'm going to be dropping off right near there. So I'm hopeful somebody will put an order in at that time, at that moment, and I'll get flagged for the order. But we'll see. Because that's another thing we have to remember too, that I think that we sometimes lose track of, is we seem to think like DoorDash has more control over what is going on. And that's the point I've tried to make with people with about priority is it's not like people order ahead of time. So it's not like somebody wakes up this morning and says, all right, I'm going to go ahead and put my DoorDash order in for tonight for Outback, and I want it delivered at 7 o'clock. I mean, that would be cool if they did, but that's not how it works. Somebody literally goes, I'm going to order DoorDash. I'm going to order Outback right now, and I'll go through DoorDash because it's convenient. I put the order in, and it's live. And if you're off on a $5 order at that moment, and that $12, $20, $30, $15 order goes on the wire, you have all the priority in the world, but you're not going to get that order because somebody else is going to get offered it because somebody else is going to be available. And that's just the nuts and bolts of it. So, yes, if that offer comes and it's incredibly slow and you're sitting there and there's 6 drivers chomping at the bit waiting for an opportunity and that opportunity hits the wire, of course, they got to break the tie somehow and it's going to get broken. And they're going to use completion rate, acceptance rate, customer ratings, and they're going to use those metrics to break the tie. But overall, on a normal basis, it's not something that's commonly making a difference. And the problem is it's hard for anyone to prove that fact to anybody because we're not keeping stats. We're not looking at, and that's why one of the big things that I would encourage anyone and whoever the my one person is that's watching, if anybody's watching this in the replay, if you're not keeping stats and you need a stat sheet to start you off with your process of doing that, contact me. I'm not charging a dime for it. It's not the point of it. I would love everyone to keep a stat sheet, keep stats, so we can get together, have a live. I'd host a live, and we bring those stat sheets to the live, and we compare notes because that's how we get better. And when we can start bringing data to our conversations and not talking about what we think, what we feel, we can then start talking. And I'm telling you this because what I did before I did this, we talked data. We didn't go to a meeting and bring our thoughts and our feelings about how our operations were running. We brought our reports. We brought our P&Ls. We brought our financial summaries and our lending summaries and what we did. And we all talked about it, our delinquency runs sheets. And we talked and we crunched the numbers. And when we had a conversation, it was about numbers. And it was not about feelings or I think I'm doing well or I think this is going on. It was, all right, you think you're doing well. Let's look at your numbers. Show me in the numbers where you're doing well. What do you see? And then we would make adjustments based on the numbers. And then we would come back and have another discussion of a month, 2 months, 3 months down the road and look and see, did we impact the numbers? What did we do? What led to the results? Many of us can't answer that question. I can answer that question. I know what leads to my results every single day. Between Driver Utility Helper app, the stats that I keep, Maximo app, screenshots, I can recreate a day. I can tell you exactly how many offers I got. I can tell you what my average offer is. I can tell you what my average decline is. I can come through with all of those numbers, crunch them, and bring them out and understand what it is. And you can start to understand the market. Now, you never, again, this is stuff that's never going to probably be fully understood, but it's information that we need. It's information we need to be better and get better and make money. And when we do that, if you take the time to do that, you will start to begin to make better, more informed decisions. And that's all we're looking to do in this. It's really quite simple. And that's what bothers me when I hear these programs being used as the basis for a decision, because you're not making an informed decision. Because the problem is the individual or the person or the place where the information exists formulating the basis for that decision, which is simply, well, I need to get my AR up. Okay, well then why are you accepting that order? Well, because I want my AR up. Well, does it? Okay, you're here to make money, right? Yeah, but I'm telling you, I'm going to get better offers down there. Okay, prove it to me. Prove it to me. Show me the data that supports that. And very few will be able to show the data that supports that or supports the decision that they're making. And that bothers me, because without being able to do that, you're not making a sound decision. And it's just the way it should be done. All right, guys, we're at the drop off here. I'm going to jump off my. All right, so is that where are we going? 36. That's right. All right. It says I'm here, but that's, I guess there must be multiple addresses in this building, is what I'm thinking. Let's click arrive. White House, all the way down the end of their driveway. Please leave the door. Okay. Well, apparently, I gotta go all the way down this driveway. Oh boy. All right. Let's see how far we gotta go down here. That's where it gets me a little worried when I gotta go down gravel driveways and lots, because that's how I busted up my car doing that a couple of months back. And I luckily Progressive took care of it for me, but all right, I found it. It's not too far down. All right, guys, I'm going to go jump out here and we're going to get this delivered and then see what happens. Complete delivery steps. All right, so I got that queued up and ready. Now, what I do, guys, I'm going to show you what I do. Anybody watching a rerun, I'm going to take my time camera, turn it on. So now I'm recording my delivery. That's how I'm going to take a picture. It's going to GPS and timestamp everything I'm doing. And then I'll be right back. All right, sorry guys. I don't know if y'all can still see me when my screen went off. All right, so we got paid out $250 and $9 on that order. And the customer, I couldn't figure out. I went to the front. I went first to the side door. It looked like there was a place to hit the doorbell. And then I thought, well, hold on, maybe it's the front. I walked around to the front. The front door didn't look functional, so I walked back around, and she comes out. Of course, she's like, basically, she didn't put instructions. She put leave at door. I came around the corner, and she's like, oh, yeah. So I wasn't sure where to go. I said I was trying to come back, so I started coming back around here. I said, because that front door doesn't look functional. She said, oh, thank you. You're the best, Mr. Steven. Thank you. So, nice lady. Very nice lady. So right now, what we're looking for, obviously, would be to get another order. coming off this, and we are literally like right over here to my right is a shopping center that's filled with Chipotle, Five Guys, Panera Bread. Not saying I would prefer to get orders from some of those places. You know, there's other ones I would, and right down the street to the left is the sushi restaurant that I would love to get an order from, but I'm probably not going to. Although I guess I should think positive. When my wife comes out with me, she's like, think positive. What are you thinking negative for? I'm like, you're right. Absolutely. I got to think positive. So, all right, let's see. All right, so we're going to park up over here momentarily, and then I will update my stats, and then we're going to see if anything comes my way, anything decent. And I guess I got to turn on Uber too, which I have not done. So let me do that real quick. And I didn't realize that's in the shot. Okay. So we need to change the direction of the camera. Let's see. There we go. Yep. All right. So let's turn Uber back on. Because that'll be, Uber is also Uber Eats up here is very important. It's a very important piece. Oh, here we go. Chipotle orders coming through. 575, 4.1 miles. Oh, my bad. I got caught looking at my orders. Oh, it's 2 orders too at that. That's terrible. That will auto decline itself. And there we go. Decline. So, yeah. Turn on Uber Eats and see if anything comes through there for that. But that was a terrible, 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 terrible order. A double Chipotle order for 575 going 4 miles. Never, ever, because one of those orders would absolutely probably not be ready. And 4 miles may not seem like a lot, but I'm telling you what, 4 miles could be a 25 to 30-minute journey because of the traffic and where it's located at, how you have to go. But if you have to go through the downtown right now, the downtown will be bottlenecked, and that's just a crazy order. But unfortunately, there are some out here, and this is the point, that would take that order and go, well, I'm going to take it, and I got to take it. No, you don't. Don't take it. It doesn't make sense. I mean, there's no sense that order makes, because there's no way you can get 575 delivering 2 orders with the wait time that you've got to have potentially at the store, and then the drive time. You're not going to be able to get up to an order value that's going to be. You've got to get it done. I think I guess 575 would require you to get it done in about 12 minutes or 11 minutes. You're not going to get it done in 11 minutes, and the only thing you're going to be doing is risking that you get it done in 20 or 25 or worse 30, and you're making $10 an hour. Come on, like, what are we doing? And yes, now on the expense side, yeah, you're not burning a whole lot of fuel, you're not burning a whole lot of gas, so you might make a case to say, well, it's low expense because it's low miles, but time is also an expense, because the time you have to earn is very, very valuable. And when you expend the time you have to earn on low valued orders, you're hurting yourself. Because at the end of the day, when your 4 hours are up or your 5 hours are up and you've earned $15 or $20 or $25, and you're wondering why and you can't understand it, it's because you took those type of orders, because you didn't take orders that were valuable enough to warrant your time. Period. End of story. Let's see what Sam's Club has on. Oh, there's some offers here for, all right, so there's 18 miles, $29, 15.4 miles. Oh, gosh. And then we've got Rody just came in with a $40 gig. All right. So we've got 2 Instacart orders. We've got we got a 5-item Sam's Club, $20. Where is it going to? It's actually going back towards my house. So I'm not going to take that. I would not consider that one. And I'm not considering a 50-item order ever. I don't know. Beyond my comfort level, I don't do enough shops to do 50-item orders, and certainly not at those stores where I don't know the store. And that is not how I'm going to be welcoming myself to a store, trying to go in there and take on a 50-item shop. All right, so we're updating now, and we're going to go 83342. That's what it was when we left there. All right, so we ended up with a 2760 order value, guys. So now, excuse me while I update my earnings. Oops, we're going to take that down. And we're going to go in and we're going to set 2150. All right. So my goal today, the way I'm approaching this, is I want to do 10 orders today. So I have done 2 orders for 2150. And the way I look at that is I'm ahead, obviously $1.50 ahead. And like I said, the one night I did 5 orders and made $138 because I did a couple of, I had some large order program orders show up in there. And it was an excellent night. And obviously I was planning to make $50 and I made $80 more than, $80 more, $100 more than what I was expecting. So, that's why, to me, I think when you target a higher number, especially now, again, if you don't have a large order program, you don't have the pizza program, this may not bear fruit for you. You're not multi-apping, you're not looking through you don't have multiple apps to look across. But when you multi-app, when you're involved in all the programs, you can target larger number orders, and you can have the ability to sit here and wait a little longer and hopefully get those larger size orders to show up. So let's update cash delivery. Sounds good. Log out. All right, so we're logging out, and we're going to put this phone on focus mode for Uber. All right, and then we're going to make sure that Maximo is up and running on here, so it's filtering my orders, and there we go. So we're up on Uber, up on DoorDash. We've got Instacart looking for orders for us. See if anything pops. And we'll see what happens. So, and let me turn my banner back on. There it is. Earned 2150 today. So there it is. So the goal technically would be $100, right? I mean, that's 10 orders. But my theory is, again, if you're targeting 10 orders and you do 10 orders at a minimum of $10, what your average order size is, it's been, the other night was like $15.33. So I made like $153.30. Another night it was $137. You end up with you end up making more money. You end up getting the $100 in plus a few extra dollars. And if you get a hidden tip, if you get a large order program, all of that's cherry on top. And then of course, once you've achieved your $100 or whatever the goal is that you set out for. And by the way, yesterday I closed out another 1,000. So I hit my 12,000 of the year. Well, I'm over 12,000, but achieved my $12,000 period yesterday. So today we're working on the 13,000 of the year. And that's why we're at $100 daily goal. Now, if I don't work tomorrow or Sunday, I'm planning to be off for Mother's Day. So I won't work on Mother's Day. That's going to adjust. But my goal today, obviously, is not just to do 100. That's my minimum. That's what I want to make minimum, today, $100. And my hope is obviously I come in at 130, 140, 150, 200, see where this goes. It's a Friday night after all. And the market I'm going to is very, very strong on a Friday night. I went down there and in 3 hours, The one evening I made $180. It was just popping. I was doing triple stacks for Uber. So it should be pretty exciting. I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to go live down there potentially, although the traffic and everything gets so crazy. I'll see how it goes. I'll see how the cell phone service is. But I'm going to have to get ready to leave to head down there because it's about a 30-minute drive from where I'm at right now. And with traffic on a Friday, it could be a little bit dicey. But I should be getting in a position to get orders probably in about 15 minutes. So, anyways, that's where we're at. So I think I got nobody in the stream. I think I'm going to end the stream right now. And I'm going to get myself ready to go down to the dinner market for the evening and hopefully close out 8 orders. Anybody that's seeing this after the fact, anybody that's been in the stream today, thank you so much. Appreciate you coming in. Leave me a comment, say hello. Thorpe is in there. Hey, how you doing, man? You're not there now, but if you're watching this again, thank you for watching. And thank you for coming in, man. I really appreciate it. So I will, like I said, I may be back up later today. This live stuff, I've been around YouTube for a while, but kind of a dinosaur when it comes to this stuff in terms of the lives and StreamYard and all that. So I may try to do more. I've said that before. I'm going to try to do more. I'm going to try to be more interactive on a live basis. And, we'll see what happens. But I may come back on later today, so be paying attention. But we made $21.50 on a little pre-dinner appetizer course, and we'll see what happens. So we got 8 more. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. As always, stay safe, stay profitable, and I'm ending this stream right now.